everyone and welcome to this week's weekly reading wrap up. Before I get started on this week's wrap up, I just want to draw your attention to my most recent video. If you have requested a book already for me to read ASAP, those will start featuring from next week's wrap up onwards, because the way I work out my schedule is that I read Sunday to Saturday. So the books that I'm reviewing today are books that I read up until that video got published, basically. So they'll start appearing next week, do not worry. If you haven't yet requested a book, go and check that video out and comment on that video with what you would like me to read, because I am getting some wonderful suggestions on there and it's so exciting. So on to what I read during the last week. I actually read 4 books, really happy with that. Because not only did I read 4 books, I read 4 amazing books. The first book I finished was With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is a book that Aoife got me for my birthday last year, and I'm annoyed with myself that I took this long to read it, but compared to the time scale of some of the books on my TBR, I got to this pretty quickly overall. I just want to say right now, if you have been considering reading this, just get on with it. I highly recommend it. I actually read this deliberately in one sitting, which you will see this weekend in an up and coming video I have got, where I wanted to read a book in one sitting. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. And while I was reading it, I was having quite a mixed kind of experience, thinking, not sure whether it's going to be a 4-star read or a 5-star read. And then by the end I was like, okay, this is definitely a 5-star read. So this is a YA contemporary novel that follows a young woman called Emily, and she got pregnant when she was 14, and she's trying to juggle her life and things that she wants to do with her life, like become a chef and school, with actually trying to be a good mother, but trying to support her grandmother to help them afford where they're living. And it's just such a heartwarming read, and it's full of so much representation. The character is black. There are lesbians in this book. Highly worth checking out. A fantastic read, and I read it in about 5.5 hours if you are curious. I will say though, I'm not sure that I enjoyed reading it all in one sitting. It felt a bit rushy, like some books you should sit and read all in one sitting. This one, I'm not sure it totally suited it, but all the same, it was nice to get so into Emily's life. So I don't regret it at all. And this cover is beautiful. The second book I finished was an audiobook, and that is Spellbooks and Stakings, which is the second book in the Magic and Mystery series by Lily Webb. I was gushing about the first book in this series during the week before's wrap up, which I'll leave linked in the cards, and if I try and remember also the description down below. It's a fantastic series. I swapped to the audiobook for this second one, and at first I was like, oh no, because I listened to a few chapters and I didn't think I was going to get on with the narrator. I'd kind of already got these voices in my head for these characters, and I didn't know whether I could swap to this new voice, but I kept on with it, and by the end of it I was like, okay, these audiobooks are great. So if you want to check this series out, as I've mentioned to you last week, it is on Scribd, the audiobooks and also the ebooks, and the audiobook narrator is pretty good. I enjoyed myself with this one. Obviously I can't tell you what this one's about because it's the second book in this series, but in case you didn't watch last week's video, this is a cozy paranormal mystery series that follows a young girl who moves to a magical place to become a journalist there, and learns that she is a witch and that her cat can talk, and that this place that she's moved to is just full of political problems, and there's vampire issues and witch issues and murders, and yeah, it's a really fun time. After that, I started reading a book that I have been wanting to read for such a long time, but was scared would make me cry a lot. It did indeed make me cry a lot. This is A Dog's Purpose by W. Bruce Cameron. I started reading this for a book kind of experiment that I'm doing that will be going live hopefully a week on Saturday, or if not 2 weeks on Saturday. The experiment's still ongoing, but this is the first book I read as part of that. I am just so glad I finally read this book. I can't wait to pick up the sequel. Honestly, I am so in love with the personality of this dog. Like, this dog is what everyone wants out of their pet dog. This is a really quite unique story in that it's told from the perspective of the dog. The dog changes actual dogs' bodies several times. So he's born as one dog, then he dies and moves on into another dog's form and just keeps getting reborn. And he's trying to learn how to essentially work out what his purpose is. And this was just a fantastic read. I can't wait to make Luke watch the film with me when we move into our new house, because I've already told him it's going to be the first film that we snuggle up on the sofa and watch. So yeah, I loved this and I can't wait to continue on with the series. 5 stars, obviously. Made me laugh, made me cry. No surprises at all. The final book that I finished this week was the 3rd book in the Magic and Mystery series. So this one was Alchemy and Arson. This one kind of almost got 5 stars from me because it started off really quite different and started intertwining the characters' original life before she moved to Moongrove, which is the name of the magical place that she's moved to, tying it up with her new life there and sort of connecting them together, but still with as much murder and intrigue and political problems as before with the previous 2 books. This one really hit me because someone dies in it that we've got to the point of loving. I did, at least, anyway. We've got to the point where we knew them a lot at this point, and it was just like, that was quite a blow. To kill that character off was quite the blow. And I flew through this audiobook because by this point I was used to the narrator and loved the narrator so much. And so in the end I did settle on giving this one 4 stars. So that's every book in this series so far that I've given 4 stars to. That's not bad going at all. Am I making more of you pick this series up yet? I want everyone to read this series. I just want the author to get some support. You know, when you stumble across something really good and you just want to support them however you can. It's kind of what I'm trying to push with this one. But yeah, I had a great time and I can't wait to continue on with the series, which I'm taking a slight break at this point, but I'm definitely going to pick it up again in a week or 2's time because it's fabulous. So thank you so much for watching this week's wrap up. Please let me know what you've been reading recently, whether you have read any of these, and whether you are excited to see how I'm getting on with reading everyone's picks next week. As I said, they will be showing up in next week's video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe by clicking the image of me if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish content from me, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.